Welcome to the Human Together podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Jason Floyd. Human Together is a show that is centered on humanity to create understanding and appreciation for individuals and groups that are both informative and thought-provoking. Welcome. In Season 1, I had a roundtable to discuss the student leadership organization SkillsUSA. In Season 2, I interviewed Tim Lawrence, Executive Director of SkillsUSA. In this episode, I focus once again on SkillsUSA. Needless to say, this is an organization that I'm extremely passionate about and have been involved with for a long time. Today, I take a new perspective on SkillsUSA with an interview of two young ladies that have been an inspiration to me. Two ladies that serve as Oklahoma State officers and have a unique path towards leadership that is both motivating and encouraging. In this episode, Cleopatra Bell, Cleo Bell, and Breanna McCraken will share their stories of success. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for both coming to the show today. Let's start with Miss Cleo Bell, and I'll ask the same questions of you, Breanna, after Cleo gets to share. So today, we're at the Executive Council in Stillwater, and I had the honor of bringing these two ladies together, which is kind of unique because you live on opposite ends of the state almost. So, Cleo, we'll start with you. Tell me about your path to SkillsUSA. It's my understanding that you overcame a lot of personal challenges to become a state officer.
Yes, I overcame a lot. I mean, when I first started career tech, I was very shy. And my teacher, Roxanne Shively, she was trying to get me into it. Like, first off, I started off crying when I had to give any type of presentation, talk in front of everybody. I was shaky, I was jittery. So she asked me if I wanted to compete in a career thing. My first year, I competed in graphic design pen, and I took 10th place out of 20. And then by next year, she asked me if I wanted to run for state officer. At first, I was iffy about it because I really wasn't good with big crowds. So with her help and Miss Logan's help, I started to overcome a little bit. And about time I got to my turn when I had to say my speech, I was nervous, I was crying, I was shaky, but everybody was supporting me, they was giving me thumbs up. I even saw some of my friends crying, so that just gave me a little boost to keep going on and speaking. And it just helped me overcome my speaking fears in front of a lot of people, made new friends, traveled.
So I recall that when you were up on stage, I thought, what is this lady? She's wearing sunglasses. This is weird. What is this lady doing? So tell us a little bit about that. There was a very purposeful reason you were wearing sunglasses. You want to share that with us?
The reason I was wearing sunglasses is because I had very severe light sensitivity. Mm-hmm. So I get headaches quickly if I don't have tinted glasses or reversible glasses where it can do light to dark. So I can get headaches, I can get frustrated quickly if I don't have them on. Sometimes nosebleeds, but not as much. I always had it since I was little.
So what I found out, that's really is what made you unique. And I thought, after I found out, I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. She's just not wearing sunglasses to be cool, that she's required of these. How has SkillsUSA made an impact in your life?
It made me be more open to people, made me be able to trust a little bit better in people, and more open to hugging and touching people, getting to know people, give people chances. It's just made me a better person overall. It gave me more confidence, more self-esteem, and more proper ways to dress if I wanted to go to an interview.
Well, you have definitely been an inspiration to me. So let's move on to Miss, and thank you for sharing. That was awesome. Breanna, tell us kind of the same thing. Tell me about your path to SkillsUSA. You also overcame some personal challenges as well.
Yeah, so I've struggled with, like most people, self-confidence since I was little. I've had pretty bad weight problems, so I was never confident. I never wanted to talk to people, never wanted to get in front of people, and I didn't want the attention on me. Mm-hmm. And so whenever I went to my career tech, West Watkins Technology Center, I didn't even want to be there. I was the student who didn't do very well in school. I'd never really showed up. And so I was kind of forced to at least apply to West Watkins and try it out and see where it'll take me. And so whenever I went into my first program, I didn't want to be there, so I ended up switching classes to see maybe if I could get something I like. So I went into the building maintenance technician program, where I was doing a little bit of carpentry and a little bit of masonry. Even my first day there, of course, I still didn't want to be there. Whenever I first walked into the classroom, I made my way toward the very end, to the very back of the classroom. And that's when my instructor, Mr. Moore, kind of told me that, hey, you sit up front, you're new to this class, we'll work with you. And so he pulled me into his office a little later and asked me like why I wanted to be in his class. And I was like, well, I really don't, but I'm willing to take a chance on it. And so he said, well, give me a month and we'll see where you stand. And it didn't even take him a week. He had introduced me to SkillsUSA, all the contests, district officers. We had a district officer in my program that year. And seeing him, because he was a pretty closed-up person too, so seeing him just talk in front of hundreds of people, and when he didn't even do that in the classroom at first, I can tell that it would help me at least a little bit, if not a whole lot. And so after his term ended in the spring, I was given the opportunity to become a district officer. So I became the district vice president and went to SLI, and I met a lot of amazing people there. The state officer team from last year, they're all really great. They helped me overcome my fears of public speaking as well. They've helped me develop better confidence in myself to where now, being a state officer, I can wear a skirt, wear high heels, and wear pantyhose in front of people and be able to speak about something I'm so passionate about, which is SkillsUSA.
You and I have had conversations, and Cleo as well, about some of the other personal setbacks that you've had, and you really have a great story, and you've overcome a lot more than I ever have. Do you care to share any of the obstacles you've overcome in your personal life to be where you're at today? Well,
it started with just bullying at school, and then I went to career tech, and then whenever I was a junior, so then people still didn't want to, kind of let things go, like, no, we're like 17 years old now, let's just drop it, let's all love each other. And so that didn't really happen until later on my junior year. So I went to career tech, and I focused on just doing my work, having perfect attendance for 3 years now, student of the month nominee, all kinds of things that I've accomplished. So with the bullying, I just kind of got over it, and I started working on myself and surrounding myself with all these positive influences. And then after I got over that and I started working on myself, I started going through some more obstacles with my grandma. I live with my grandmas. I have since I was little. My grandma, my great-grandma, there's 3 generations. My great-grandma was in the hospital. She got really, really sick. And then later on that week, my grandma got really sick. And so I was there visiting them in the hospital, and then I found out that my dad also got really, really sick. It's just, my grandmas are okay. My dad ended up passing away. He's done drugs and alcohol since I was little for just 20 years of it, caught up to him. And I lost my dad shortly after. I lost my biggest inspiration at the time, which was Lauren De La Rosa. She's done a lot for me. She got me a pair of shoes when I didn't have any. We had plans on working on my state officer application to run that year. We were going to go see Christmas lights with some friends, and she ended up passing away, and I never got to really thank her for the things that she's done for me. She was an amazing young lady that was killed in a car accident, and she was a state officer, so that made a huge impact on us. And I didn't realize that you were really close with hers. That must have been a huge blow to you to lose a family member and then a close friend so close together. Thank you for sharing that. I know some of that's hard to share, but I appreciate that. And I think people hearing that know that you can overcome a lot and still achieve. So how has SkillsUSA made an impact in your life? You kind of shared some of that. What are some other things that it's changed your life? SkillsUSA, it's not like, teachers in class are like, all right, well, you're in this class, so we'll take public speaking, for example. The people here, they're not like, well, you're in this class, so you have to get up and give your presentation. The advisors or your instructor, or even the state advisors, they work with you. They help you gain this confidence. They give you these tips and tricks. They don't do anything too crazy out of your comfort zone. They don't say, all right, here's a room full of 500 people, give a 20-minute, 10-minute presentation or a speech, and you only have a few minutes to do it. They really do work with you, so taking advantage of all my available resources with my advisors and my instructor and my state advisors, they really help me and make sure that I have everything that I need and that I'm comfortable.
I appreciate you two coming in today. You two have really been an inspiration for me, and it's all about your story, and that's what I was drawn to. You two ladies have overcome a lot, and to see where you're at now, it's awe-inspiring and the things that you do. So I will leave you with this, and both of you can comment. What does the future hold for Cleo? What does the future hold for Breanna? And I'll start with you, Cleo. Where are you heading?
I graduate in December. I got a couple of internships lined up, and then I'm going to talk to a couple of recruiters for the Navy and Army and military.
That's awesome. Brandon, what about you? What's your future hold for Breanna?
So I'm either going to go to Oklahoma State University in Stillwater or go to Seminole State College and get my degree in business and entrepreneurship. I want to have my own business one day. Either that or just start really working on my masonry work because I really love doing it. I love laying brick, and in the past month I've had 4 offers, people wanting me to do some work with them or for them around town. And
Great. I'll throw this at both of you. Someone that is in your situation that has some of the obstacles that you two have overcome, what advice could you give someone like that?
Surround yourself by people who cares, and surround yourself by people who want you to do better, even if you don't want to do better for yourself. Just know somebody has your back to make you step out of your comfort zone.
You think you found that in SkillsUSA?
Yes, with the advisors, both SkillsUSA teams. At first, I didn't want to. I always wear big clothes because I wasn't too comfortable with myself. Yeah. So I'm wearing more fitted clothes now. So they help me step out. That's
powerful. That is awesome. Breanna, what do you think? Someone's having a lot of troubles in their life and down and out. What advice would you give them?
Something that helps me is like if you can't just write it down or something, just reach out. I know it's easier said than done, but once you reach out, things will get better. Things will. I had said before, and Cleo mentioned again, surround yourself with people who care, by positive influencers. Because if you surround yourself by those negative people, then they'll just bring you down. You'll feel worse about yourself. So we'll just reach out to people. There have been numerous people that I've met at SLI or that are district officers and people here that come to me and tell me that they love me, they love when I speak, they love what I do and how I can seem so confident on stage, even on the inside if I'm not too confident. But I really do it for, like Cleo kind of said, if you don't want to be confident for yourself, make sure that other people see that you are confident and that you can really inspire people to be confident in themselves.
Well, I think the future is bright for both of you, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. I'm sure I'm going to see your name in print and awards and all kinds of things like that. So, ladies, thank you for taking the time, joining us in the Executive Council, and look forward to seeing you guys at future SkillsUSA events this year. Both of these wonderful young ladies offer an inspirational narrative. That should be a reminder to all of us that we can overcome, that we can be great, and that we should never give up in our journey to become human together.